What's going on, fish nerds? We're going to do an update on this 54-gallon corner tank, Angelfish tank here in just a minute. But first, real quick, I just want to say I hope you all are doing well. I hope everybody's safe and everybody's healthy. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of people are worried and upset, not just about this virus stuff that's going around, but the economy. A lot of small businesses are struggling right now. A lot of people are unemployed right now, and that's rough. And I just want you all to know that I'm praying for you guys, praying for the country, praying for the world, and I hope that you guys are doing well, and want you to know that we're doing okay. I have been continuing to work, and that's honestly why the past couple weeks I haven't put out a video, is just because I've actually been really busy, just because I am still working, and my baby is due tomorrow. And my wife had a checkup today, and her doctor acted like it could be tomorrow, and will probably be tomorrow. So today's Thursday when I'm recording this. I'm going to release this video tomorrow on Friday. So while you're watching this, there's a good chance that I may be at the hospital waiting to meet my brand new baby girl. And so that's super, super exciting. And that's why I haven't put out a video, just because we've been busy getting ready for that and still been working full time. And plus, I haven't been able to really get out and go to like Home Depot and get some of the things I need for some of the projects I want to do. I mean, Home Depot's open, but I really don't want to get out, because the last thing I need is to catch something and then not be able to see my little girl for a few weeks, even after she's born. Can't have that. So I've just been taking it easy. Just trying to be as safe as I can, working from home and all of that. But yeah, and I also want to give a huge shout out to our channel sponsors, flipaquatics.com. They are a small business, and with the economy being the way it is, a lot of people unemployed, and small businesses, a lot of them closed. I believe they are still open, being a pet store, because they sell fish food and things like that. Most of your local fish stores, at least in Ohio where I am and where they are, have been allowed to stay open because they're considered essential, since they sell pet food. But still, with a lot of people, laid off and furloughed and unemployed and all that stuff, a lot of your spending on hobby type things and stuff like that goes down. So I want to send a whole lot of love to them, and shout them out really good here in this video. Guys, go send them some love if you're able to. If not, hey, this is all we're gonna pull through this, and I'm praying for you guys. I'm praying for all my viewers. I'm praying for this country, for the world, that this all just blows over as quickly as it possibly can, and we can all get back to normal, and the sooner the better. But all that said, let's get into looking at this tank. All right, guys, so this is the 54-gallon corner tank, my planted angelfish tank, home to Gil, the angelfish. And you can see we've got some corridors in here as well, and they're all doing good. I did lose one of the corridors. We got 5 in there now. We did start off with 6. Not sure exactly what happened to the other guy. Maybe he was just old, but we've also got a banjo cat back there. You can see his reflection. You can see his tail, but if you look in the reflection on the glass, you can actually see him back there. And for a banjo cat, he's actually out almost all the time. I rarely ever have to look for him. I mean, he's not active. I mean, he's a banjo cat, so it's not like he's swimming around during the daytime, but he's not ever really hiding either, which is pretty cool. And we've got all our crypts and rock work here in the front. We've got a little bit of green spot algae going on here, but it's not as bad as it was. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we do have the one little random Cory that doesn't match the rest. He's kind of the oddball of the group, but everybody's doing well. I did have more of an algae problem in this tank than I do now. I had a lot of string algae, hair algae, and then but at the time I was just running the sponge filter and had a canister that had a very low flow. It's actually a canister filter that I started off really liking, but then the longer I had it, the less I liked it. I'm not going to name names, but I ended up getting this Fluval canister filter which has a much stronger flow. And ever since then, all that hair algae just went away because of that extra flow, which is really nice. But I did have some problems a few months ago in this tank. I think I scared my Corys a little bit, letting that door slip shut. But I did have a problem in this tank a few months ago, and it took me a little while to figure it out. And you can probably tell if you look at Gil's eye, that doesn't look too good. And what happened was the heater that used to be in here, not this heater, but the heater that I used to have in this tank actually failed on me. It didn't bust or anything like that. It just quit working. And I didn't realize it for quite a while probably. And which obviously I should have noticed that the water was cooler while I was doing water changes, but apparently I'm an idiot because I never noticed that the heater wasn't working until I came in here trying to figure out what the problem was, because I noticed that he actually got a parasite, and I was like, well, what in the world caused that? So trying to cure it, trying to fix it, and nothing was really working. And then I come in here and I check the temperature of the tank, and it was 70-degree water, because I mean it's just room temperature with no heater, which is honestly too low for Angelfish. So he was all stressed out, which made him susceptible to the parasite. We got that corrected, got the temperature back up, and continued to treat, tried all kinds of different treatments, and it still took a long time to, I guess, figure out or find the right treatment to take care of it. But by the time we finally got it treated, he had had some fungus take hold of his eye, and by the time it finally cleared up, now that the parasite's gone and the fungus is gone, you can see he's got some scarring on that eye, which he is now blind in that eye, which I also figured out. Anytime food floats over to his left side, he doesn't see it. So whenever I feed this tank, I actually have to make sure that I drop the food to where it's going to land on his right side in order for him to go for it. Other than that, he has made a full recovery. He's doing good and nice and healthy now. He's just got that scarring on his eye, which kind of renders that eye useless for him, which is sad. But you know, he did recover and everybody's good now. Another thing I have going on in this tank is I now have all these teeny tiny little baby Malaysian trumpet snails that I have no idea where they came from or how they got in this tank, because I added no plants to this tank for over a year and had no snails, and then all of a sudden got this snail population just exploding in this tank. And I don't have any big Malaysian trumpet snails in here. They're all little like this, but they're everywhere, and there's so many of them. And we do also somehow have these small little pond snails, little bladder snails, which I wouldn't even say this is a bladder snail. I'm thinking it's just a straight up pond snail or whatever kind that is, because they get pretty big. There's a few of them in here that are good size, way too big to be bladder snails. But I don't know how those got in here. I don't know how the trumpet snails got in here, but somehow they did. But other than that, I'm really liking this tank because, one, it's super low maintenance. I don't have to do anything to the plants. I do want to get some taller plants in the background. We've got the crinum going here in the middle, but I'd like to get like some jungle val or something growing up in the back, kind of hide the sponge filter and the intake and all that stuff. Get a little more green in the back going on. Maybe do a sword plant back there or something, but probably some jungle val. But generally, I don't really have to do anything but water changes with this tank as far as aesthetics goes. I don't have to do any trimming because, I mean, they're crypts. You don't have to trim crypts. And I think they're actually looking pretty good. Got some good paint going on them. And like I said, we do have some green spot algae going on in here, but honestly, I don't hate the look of that green spot algae going along the side of that wood. Honestly, I think it looks pretty sharp having that green on the brown wood. I think it looks pretty sweet. But most people see algae and they hate it, and me, as long as it's not on the glass or, you know, completely covering all my rock work, then I honestly think it adds like a touch of character, and I don't hate it too bad. But these Corys are fun to watch. Gil's always awesome. One downside to him having that blind eye, he doesn't pay as much attention to me anymore, which is honestly really sad, because he was a fish that as soon as you came in the room, he was up here at the front of the glass watching you the whole time you were in here and paying attention and interacting with you. And he doesn't do that as much as more, probably just because, I mean, his left eye is to me right now, so he can't see me. So that's a sad downside to his little eye situation. But I mean, look at those fins. He's such a pretty fish. Even with that bad eye, he's still such a pretty fish. I love this guy. But that is the 54-gallon corner tank planted angelfish tank in all of its glory. All of its very basic, non-exquisite, but still really enjoyable glory. Alright guys, that's what I have for you today. Just a quick little update on this tank, just because I realized even though I haven't been able to do much in the fish room as far as any kind of projects or anything new, it's been a while since you guys have seen this tank. So I wanted to give you guys an update on it, and just give you guys a little update on me. Say a prayer for my wife, as she is likely to deliver possibly while you're watching this video, if you're watching it the day it goes up on Friday, April 17th. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you, fish nerds. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.